Hello, fellow YouTubers. Lego WC Stop Motioner here. Happy New Year's Eve. This rotten year is almost over. Thank goodness. Just have to hope next year is better. Um, yeah, I just thought I'd do a live stream and go over my favorite figures that I got this year. I'm just gonna wait a little while, wait for some people to tune in. We got one person tuned in. If you are tuned in, please feel free to live chat at two people. So yeah, I'll just kind of hang out a little bit. Get started soon. Yeah, just despite this year kind of being an emotional roller coaster, for me personally at least, a lot of people I think this year was just I had, kind of went all over the place. One minute, I'd be excited about Earthrise, next minute I'm upset about the shutdown. Then I'm happy that things are getting back to normal. Then I'm upset because suddenly masks are mandatory. I'm kind of an anti-masker. I only do this to conceal my identity, but yeah, then I'm getting excited about Kingdom. Then I lose my oldest friend in a car accident. So it's been crazy. This whole year it's just been wild. But I got lots of cool Transformers this year. My channel has grown a lot. I started this year out with I think I wasn't even at 20 yet, and now here I am at 107, and it's just so cool. So yeah, kind of hit or miss this year. Again, just have to hope next year brings more goodness anyway. All right, I'll at least go for one more minute, then I'll get started on the list. Hey, JJ Prime Reviews. What's going on? Okay. So we got two people tuned in right now. So we'll get to 3 minutes, then I'll go over the rules of how this 20. Happy New Year to you too. But then I'll go over how this list will work. Just the basic rules and that kind of thing. Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, so the way this list works, is that glare too bad? Anybody watching this? Is that too bright? Yeah, I'm gonna go and close these. And now it's too dark in here. Okay, hopefully that's better. Yeah, the way this list will work, this just covers all figures I got this year, and if there's something that was a multi-pack with more than one figure in it, that'll just be one spot. So we'll start off with number 20. We got figure I got earlier this year at a Retro Toy Store, Titans Return Blur. I find this figure to be very enjoyable. He's a good representation of the classic G1 character. He's got a good transformation, great alt mode. About my biggest complaint I have with this figure would probably be the fact that he probably could use a little bit more detailing. He's just a lot of blue with only a little bit of details on here. And the fact that he's a headmaster. But that is about it. Otherwise, I think this figure is really good. So that's number 20. Number 19, again, this figure I got earlier this year, is Generation Sandstorm. I don't know. He's just a really cool looking figure. He's got two really good alt modes. And My only complaint I have is this giant backpack. And honestly, it's not really the backpack that bothers me because it kind of sets him apart from Springer. I just wish he had better heel support. But otherwise, I think this is a really cool and fun figure. Got him off of eBay and paid quite a bit for him. All right, next up, another Blur. This is Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Blur. And again, I got him at Awesome Toys Jack's, retro toy store. And again, this is a really good representation of the character from Transformers Animated. Only thing is that I'm missing his weapon and the Autobot symbol is rubbed off. So I might be selling this guy next year and getting a complete one. But as far as robot mode goes, aside from the missing symbol, this figure is really good. And his alt mode's good too. It'll look a lot better if I get my hands on one with the, with the weapon. So that's the number 18 spot. Number 17. 17. I've got Generations Whirl. Again, it's just a really cool figure. It's a neat idea. Making a hybrid of the IDW and character and the G1 character. It's just really cool. I really like his robot mode. He's got a, really so ridiculous it's fun Gerwalk mode and a good helicopter mode. And he's also got this kind of neat thing with his eye where you can reveal light piping. Again, but my only complaint is that these... Hey, Aries 0083. It's going well. How are you doing? Let's see. He's got an opening cockpit. And again, the knees. The kind of scary knees. I don't really transform him the proper way just because these knees make me too nervous because they made them so stinking tight. But otherwise, I love this figure. So he takes the number 17 slot. Correct me if I make any mistakes in the number I'm on. Number 16, I've got Ratbat and Frenzy. Yes, I'm calling him Frenzy. That's what his name is. But yeah, this set was just really hard to find. It was bothering me. I had Soundwave with an incomplete team. I just had Laserbeak and Ravage. I haven't reviewed these guys yet. These were the ones I was going to review next, but then I decided I would go ahead and do this today instead. So hopefully these guys will be reviewed tomorrow. But yeah, I just think these are really neat figures. I'm very glad I was able to get them. So number 15, more mini cons for Soundwave. And Double Dealer, I have the Spy Patrol 4-pack. The one I really wanted primarily was Rumble. I didn't know who Wing Thing was. I kind of wish this set came with Laserbeak instead, but Wing Thing's just fine. More for Soundwave. And of course, these two guys, Knock and Scar. My mask keeps coming down. These are made to go with Double Dealer, and I just got Double Dealer. I'll be reviewing him once I get him completely figured out. But yeah, just getting my hands on this set was really great. I was very happy and surprised. All right, so dang it. 14. Number 14 is the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now, initially, I was kind of thinking this guy might be like the figure of the year. And I had a hard time finding him for a little while. And then I ended up paying a little bit overpriced on Amazon. Not too bad, but it kind of made me mad because then he started showing up at retail and shelf warming. I had to be careful with saying that because there's shelf warmers, then there's shell formers, which is what Earthrise RC is. But aside from that, I think this is a really good figure. I think the fact that the chest opens and you can see the the Matrix is inside. It's not wanting to come out right now, of course, but it's a really neat touch. He's got a really fun transformation. His trailer, I think, should be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I'm kind of upset that they're re-releasing this guy. Especially since, I mean, are there really any changes they're making to him? I think they should at least, just to make it somewhat different, release the Netflix Optimus Prime with the trailer. Since that one does look like he kind of has better paint apps. This guy's eyes are unpainted. So that bugs me a little bit. Yeah, other than that, I think this is a really good figure. Definitely, I think it's pretty fair to say this is the best Optimus I have in my collection. So yeah. All right, number 13, we have Earthrise Wheeljack. I might just be kind of biased on this one because in the original G1 cartoon, Wheeljack was my favorite character because he's, intelligent and his experiments blow up all the time. He's got a really cool alt mode. What's not to love? And this is the first figure I got from Earthrise, so I was very excited about it. I know people think his arms are too long, but it's not exactly like Wheeljack's always known for having the right-sized arms anyway. He's had lots of toys. Cue his original G1 toy. His arms were way too long. So I think this one definitely does have better proportions. Plus, you can kind of fix it. As dumb as that looks. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I just wish he had longer wings and a bigger gun. And that's about it. Otherwise, I think this is a really good figure. So that's number 13. And that was 13, wasn't it? I think. All right, number 12. Again, I haven't reviewed this guy yet. But number 12 is Siege Sound Blaster. Again, I didn't really think I'd be getting my hands on this figure. So, and he showed up in the Netflix show, so I wanted to get him. And I'm very happy that I did. He's got a chest that can hold 2 mini-cons. Now, I do want to advise you to be careful if you had this figure. I put Frenzy down in here, and I had to get a screwdriver to get him out. So be careful. They can really get stuck in here. But yeah, I was just really happy I got my hands on this guy. He's really cool looking. And yeah, number 12 is Sound Blaster. Number 11 is Rotor Storm. This is the Generation Selects figure. And even though I think Spinister is a better use of the mold because rotor blades lock in place better than with this guy, maybe I just lucked out. But one thing that was really nice about this guy was that I started really researching the wreckers, and then this guy came out. And you see, the thing is, I tend to get into things like when they're impossible to find. That's just always the kind of luck I have. But so yeah, just that they released this right then made me very happy. I love this figure. He's a lot of fun. So he takes the number 11 spot. Number 10, I got this figure earlier this year, is Siege Ratchet. I think this is, again, a really fun figure. I don't know. There's just something I really love about him. He just looks cool. He's got a good transformation, and his alt mode is pretty good. And yeah, I really like Ratchet, of course. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. He's pretty interesting in the new show. I haven't seen Earthrise yet, so I don't know what he's really up to in that. No spoilers, please, if you've seen it. But yeah, I just really like this figure, and I just like, as annoying as exclusives are, I definitely do, appreciate the figures more when I get them in my collection. So number 10 goes to Siege Ratchet. Number 9 would have to be Siege Impactor. This figure is borderline perfect, aside from the hollow spots in his legs. I don't know why they couldn't have filled that, but I don't know. He's just looks cool. He's got an awesome color scheme, a good transformation, a really fun alt mode. This figure is just a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was able to get him. I just ordered him from Walmart, and he was like $15 approximately. And yeah, I've just had a lot of fun with this figure. I'm thinking about tracking down, getting the fan vote one of these days when it's on discount, so I can have the IDW Decepticon one. So yeah, number 9 is Impactor. Number 8 would have to go to the Earthrise Autobot Alliance 2-pack with Ironhide and Prowl. Now, Prowl is a really good figure. I do think he's the more solid of the two. But Ironhide was the one I was looking forward to more, because I really wanted a good Ironhide in my collection. Ironhide has been one of my favorite characters pretty much as long as I have been into Transformers. And I was kicking myself for not getting the Siege one, and I just could not bring myself to pay those aftermarket prices for him. So when this was announced, I knew I had to get it. I thought this thing was going to be delayed until January. So then, when I found out it was coming this month before Christmas, I was ecstatic. I love this set. Nice having my collection. So it takes the number 8 spot. Number 7 is probably one of my most surprising figures of this year. One that I initially skipped is the Studio Series Jet Mode Shatter. I don't know. I was going to skip this figure initially. I thought it was lazy on Hasbro's part for not releasing her as a triple changer. It's a complex design to pull off, though. I'll give them that. And I hope they make one that actually triple changes someday. But for now, this one is a great representation of her. In robot mode, no complaints really. Jet mode is really good, aside from the fact you can see her legs. Now she's got a fake chest. That's fine. That doesn't really bother me. It's for the sake of pulling the design off, and she's a lot better than the car mode dropkick. But yeah, this figure is really cool. Very glad I was able to get it. So, number 6 spot has to go to Studio Series Blitzwing. The jet mode has some issues, but the robot mode is a masterpiece. This looks just like him, like how he did in the movie, and it's just so good. It's so accurate. Again, I was actually kind of wondering, do I want to get this one? I mean, this doesn't really look like the traditional Blitzwing, but I'm very glad I did. He's really accurate. I love this figure. So he takes the number 6 spot. So we're getting into the top 5. So number 5 would actually have to go to the Jeep Bumblebee. If you saw my review last year of the VW Energon Igniter Speed Series Bumblebee, I stated my distaste for the Bumblebee movie toy line. The Studio Series ones were kind of at first too. So just having them get really good is nice. And Bumblebee was just getting kind of meh figures in the Studio Series line. When this figure was revealed, I was initially like, yeah, no. Despite the fact that Bumblebee is actually my favorite character in the movies, whether it be the Michael Bay movies or the Bumblebee movie, he's my favorite. And I was just kind of bummed he was getting figures, but I still try to limit the amount of Bumblebee figures I get. I fail tremendously, but this figure was going to be a skip because it was such a brief appearance in the movies. So I was like, yeah, I don't really need another Bumblebee based on such a brief appearance. But then I saw reviewers who were just saying this was the best Bumblebee figure they made in the Studio Series line so far. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and get it. I got it for a little bit less on Amazon, and then he arrived. I absolutely gushed over this figure in my review. I love it so much. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, number 5 goes to the Jeep Bumblebee. Number 4 would have to go to the animated Jet Twins, Jetfire and Jetstorm, and Safeguard. I don't know. These figures just look really cool. The transformations are effective. I think these are pretty complex for just being 2 deluxes. And the combined mode's pretty good. It's a nice addition to the animated collection, and almost done with the Elite Guard. These guys were really cool in the show, despite having such limited screen time. So yeah, number 4 goes to the Jet Twins. All right, if you want to make guesses as to who my number 1 will be, you can go ahead and start live chatting that if you want to. Number 3 would have to go to the Generation Springer. I've been eyeing this guy for a lot of this year, and I don't know, I just kept getting other figures instead. So finally I thought, I'm just going to grab him. It's $40, mint, sealed in the box. I thought that seemed like an okay price. And I've had lots of fun with this figure. Like if I'm wanting to take a Transformer with me somewhere, I just don't know who. A lot of times I just go in and grab this guy because he's got 3 modes. He's got a gun and a sword. Hey, Preston06. Thanks for tuning in. But he's very accurate to the IDW comics from what I know. I'm going to be, one of these days I'll just check out Last Stand of the Wreckers trilogy, and I'll read more of the 2005 continuity another time when I get the chance. But he just looks really cool. His gun actually fires. I mean, that's not really a priority with me. I'm not really a big gimmicky guy for the play features. It's still nice though, and like I said, his alt modes are both really cool. He has tolerance issues, but that's about it. So yeah, number 3 goes to the Generation Springer. All right. Number 2 has to go to the Transformers Prime 10th anniversary Hades Megatron. And even though I think there's other figures on this list that are actually better, this figure just means a lot to me because, yeah, I've been doing well. How are you doing? The Springer figure is really good, indeed. But he's got shiny chrome. He just looks really cool. This is the Megatron I knew. This is Megatron I watched when I first got into Transformers. And I don't know. He's just really cool. I really like the looks of him. That's good. His transformation can be a little annoying. He's got some clearance issues with these shoulders. I kind of wish they were just connected to his arms rather than being separate. But still, he's really good. And again, this figure means a lot. And of course, he's got all kinds of clear purple on him. So that just really makes him pop more. So yeah, number 2 is Hades Megatron. Now, for number 1, would have to go to the Transformers Prime 10th anniversary breakdown and Jet Viacon. The Jet Viacon is really cool. He's an army builder, good army builder. And when I get started on a Transformers series I'm planning, hopefully I'll start filming that sometime in 2021. But yeah, I'm going to be just putting a lot of him in the series just to be kind of the generic bad guy that they fight, I guess. I don't know. But he's got a really good transformation, a really good jet mode, and this robot mode is really cool. And then number one, I mean, not number one, I mean, yeah, my favorite of the set is the breakdown. I love breakdown in the show, and the only other breakdown I have was a really dinky one. So getting this guy was really cool because he's bigger. I still think he had some scale issues with the figures, but nowhere near as bad as the Little Legion breakdown. Again, a good transformation, a really good alt mode, and yeah. So this takes number one, definitely. All right. One of them fell over. Oh well. So yeah, those are my favorite figures I got this year. I definitely have some. I didn't really want to do honorable mentions, but just wanted to do the favorites. I did have a few letdowns this year. I think I can narrow it down to at least 3. You know what? I'm not really. I don't really have anywhere I need to be right now, so I'll go in and do top 3 letdowns. Clunker Bumblebee. This figure just, when I saw him on the shelf, I was so excited because I love 70s Camaro Bumblebee. And I think he looks good in both of his modes, but the fact that you have to swap the arm out to put the gun on, I don't think that was really the best idea. His arm can really fall off a lot during the transformation. So, yeah, I like this figure overall, but he was a slight letdown. Another letdown would have to be the drop kick, because I probably wouldn't be as mad if I hadn't paid the aftermarket price for him. It wasn't a whole lot more than retail, but it wasn't a small amount more. And I don't know, this figure definitely needs helicopter kibble. His robot mode looks good other than that, but his transformation is one of those annoying ones where you have to just line everything up just right. And his vehicle mode has so much drag. Like this piece right here, I really wish they'd found a way to tuck that up in the vehicle mode better. So yeah, he was a letdown. I still like him overall, but yeah. Then of course these guys. I haven't really talked about this on this channel, but these guys were a letdown. So kind of like yeah, okay, I can see that, where they popped the one cheeser guy who kind of had it coming. My favorite game, wow. I got lots of favorite games I'm into. I like, as far as Transformers games go, I have a favorite game, but it's not really like my favorite game of all time. That would definitely be Fall of Cybertron. It's a really cool game. It's might be a little bit. I probably aged out of it, but I still really enjoy Skylanders. My room is actually decorated with Skylanders on the wall. I don't really have a favorite game in the series, but it is one of my favorite video game franchises. I really like Lego video games. Those are a lot of fun. They're puzzle solving, and I don't know if I really have a favorite one in the series, though, in all the games. Now, I'm really looking forward to that new Star Wars game that's coming out. And then another video game franchise I really like is Halo. Those games are a lot of fun. My favorite in that series is definitely the Halo 2. But yeah, I don't really know if I could limit it down to one game, but it's more like just I have a couple different video game series I'm into. Yeah. Um, I thought the Sky Warp in this set was good, although I haven't really. Yeah, Halo Reach did have some really cool designs, and it was pretty. It was a really good story too. It kind of reminded me of. I mean, it's not really fair to say this because it came out before this, but um, it was similar to Star Wars Rogue One in the sense that you know they nobody really walked away from the mission except for June, which was honestly kind of a weird name for a guy. But you know, but yeah, the armor designs in that were really cool, and getting to customize your own Spartan that was pretty neat. A lot of my subscribers may not know this, but my original plans for this channel, I was actually planning on doing primarily more Halo stuff. Very first video I uploaded was Halo stop motion that I'd made, and at the time it was like the best stop motion I'd ever made. Um, I'm still kind of improving my skills, but yeah. Then I just uploaded a Transformers stop motion. Then after that, that just kind of became the main thing on my channel. I try to mix it up occasionally though. But yeah, the reason this set was a letdown, initially I gave the set like a 10 out of 10, but I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. But if you look very closely, Thundercracker's elbow cracked. And the reason this really upsets me was that I was not rough on this figure at all. I was careful with it. I didn't bend it or force it or anything. So I haven't transformed him since then. I'm too scared to. And I don't know what it is. I haven't had any issues with Starscream. It's just like because it was a 2-pack, they had to use cheaper plastic or something. So yeah, that ticked me off a little bit. But otherwise, I think this year I've gotten some really good figures. I've still got 2 Studio Series figures over there I got to open. The Constructicons. So I think that's pretty much it. I think that's what I'm going to do for this live stream. Let's see. No, it's fine. You can feel free to live chat all you want. Yeah, if you got the proper equipment for doing a playthrough of Transformers Devastation, I say go for it. Definitely. Just do you. I've considered getting Devastation. I don't know what it is. Just something about it just keeps me from just definitely wanting to pick it up. I definitely think it looks better than that new Battlegrounds game, though. I tried to be excited about Battlegrounds just because we were getting a new Transformers game, but just as we saw more of it, I was just like, the game just doesn't look that fun. It's I don't know. It didn't entice me. Maybe that's just not me being kind of unreasonable. It's not really for me per se. I'm just kind of hoping this is a start. Maybe this is kind of a growing pain. Then they'll start bringing back games and have some really good ones like they had back in the day with all Cybertron and such. Which I actually didn't get that one for a while. I just got that one last year. I'm really glad I was able to because apparently it's getting pretty hard to find nowadays. They shut down the multiplayer, which unfortunately I never got to play because I didn't have Xbox Live Gold. So, and again, maybe I'm kind of glad I didn't because, then I would have been paying for nothing except for doing online multiplayer. I think Xbox is a little bit unreasonable, really, with those, you know. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow because I have some reviews I have to get done. Um, there's certain instances though. Live streams I kind of save for special occasions. I considered I was thinking about doing a haul, like that haul video I did last week. I was thinking on being a live stream, but it was Christmas Day. I just kind of wanted to hang out, so I just wanted to keep the video, quick and effective. Yeah, I think if Battlegrounds had been a mobile game, it'd probably be more okay. Like if you could get it for free, I think it'd be fine. But just the fact you're having to pay for it, again, that doesn't really look amazing. Um, I don't know. I just think they should have done something different. If they would do a new game that's based on like Siege or Earthrise, I would definitely be interested in that. And if they were to do the setup like with the Fall of Cybertron games, with it being a third-person shooter, yeah, that's way too much. Like if in the crazy case I did decide to get it, I would get it when it went down to yeah, exactly. If it had been less than that, like if I were to get it for maybe like $10, maybe then I would consider it. But otherwise, that's just too much. But yeah, a new game with the Fall of Cybertron stuff. Just set it on, make it a war setting, and I don't know. I think the game should be a little bit more intense. Um, but that's just how I am about Transformers games. But yeah, they should have done something a little bit different. Like Battlegrounds is a mobile game, the then maybe made another game. They were to do a game based on the Bumblebee movie. Well, again, a part of me thinks that would have been really cool if they did a Bumblebee movie video game. Yes, I'm planning on doing that. I'll do a face reveal at 1,000 subs. Um, Last year, I actually when they had the whole COPPA thing, I was considering getting rid of my channel, and I did a face reveal, but I ended up, deciding, I'll just hold out, see what happens. And I'm glad I did, so I got rid of that video. And I'm glad I did because COPPA ended up not really being a full thing. For a while, I was age restricting my videos. And finally I thought, I don't really need to. Um, a lot of people are doing the same things they were doing without age restrictions. So I thought, okay, I'll go in and go back to normal. And I did, and haven't had any issues. So that's really good. And some of my boxes tumbled. Okay. So I think I'll sign off at 40 minutes. So if you have stuff you want to live chat, just hit me with it. Yeah, I've got a couple Lego sets. I'm kind of wondering if I want to review them or not, since they're not really. They came out a few months ago. Well, actually, I got some Endgame sets. Those came out like last year. It's on Avengers Endgame. Again, I don't do a whole lot of Marvel movies, but Marvel and Star Wars are like my two favorite movie franchises. Like the Bumblebee movie was good, but it was just a good Transformers movie. Happy New Year, man. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, exactly. That it was just limiting too much, and that's what was making me mad. Like if I couldn't get comments, I was kind of like, okay, why should I even do this then? I'm kind of in it to get comments. I don't really blame YouTube though. It's the FTC. They were way too um they were just being too controlling. It's kind of funny though, at the end of last year I thought the biggest problem we're going to be facing in 2020 is COPPA. And then of course all this happened. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now. Hope you all enjoyed this video and thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And Happy New Year to all of you. And again, let's just hope 2021 is better. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and God bless.